Hi, this is a short tutorial to show you how you can access your students' Renaissance reading scores, and also a quick tutorial to show you how you can clear a student who may be locked. So, from the portal page, and please note the URL, this is very important that both your students and you use this correct URL. Your students will log in here, obviously, and you are going to log in here. And your username is, I'm going to sign in as a survey teacher. So I'm going to sign in as Michelle Bissonette. Thank you, Michelle. And so it's your first initial and full last name. And then I think everybody on survey has the password survey9. And you're going to log in. And this will take you to your home page. And what I'm going to do really quick is just change this school year just so we can look at the reports. So there are no reports right now. So I'm looking at last year, but you will be looking at this year. And what you're going to click on is Star Reading, and you want to look at reports right here. And there's all these different kinds of reports here, which I won't go into. The one that that's going to be most important to you, especially with the pre-assessment, is the diagnostic at the top. So you're going to click on that, and then all your classes should be listed under here. And so you're going to select one, and all this stuff will stay the same. And then you're just going to click View Report, and it'll take a few minutes for the report to be generated. And once it is, I will show you what to look for. Here we go. So this is what a report looks like, and there's some important information to look at. First off, please note the amount of time it took your student to take the test. That's sometimes an indicator of their score, if they went too quickly or went too slow. You'll see a quick scale here, which shows that this particular student scored way above the benchmark, so she's a highly proficient reader. It breaks down the star reading scores here, and there's explanations for this. Another key thing to look at is the Lexile zone of proximal development. So this is the range that the student should be reading in. You can see it's kind of broad, but what you want to look at is, especially for someone who's scoring as high as the student, on the upper end of that would probably be a more appropriate place for her to look for books. And so you'll see all your students' scores listed like that. And so you can get a quick look at the sort of reading levels of your class. If you want to look at some of the different reports, you just kind of click back here and you can look at some of these. But like I said, this is going to be the only one that you're going to be concerned with at the beginning of the year. Another thing that is going to be important to do is to find out your students' usernames and passwords. This is important because many students have the same initials, and so we're going to have some duplicates, and so you need to know which students, if you have them, are in your class. So from your home page, you're going to go to the Users button right here, and you're going to look at View Students right here. And you can pick the class. And this shows you all your students in your first period class in this case. And then this tab right here shows you their login information. So what you can see is the username, in which case it's the first letter and the first 4 letters of the last name. And if there is a 1 after the student's name, that means there is another J. Carr somewhere in the 9th grade class in another class. So it's very important for Jaden to know that his login is jcar1, because if he logs in as jcar, it's going to be the other student, not himself. And you can see all students' default password is always ABC. But this is important to identify and let the students know if they have a 1 at the end of their name, and you'll just see that listed here. Another thing you can do from your home page is clear block students. And so if your student gets locked out because they enter in the wrong username or password over and over again, you can clear lock students right here. Click on that. And again, if the student is locked out, they will show up here and you can clear them right there.